Hi, my name is Carly and I work at Nanaimo Cosmoprof. Today we are going to be doing a fabulous makeover on Jana using XP200. XP200 is an advanced European formulation that contains hydrogenized keratin. XP200 is a color that is good for all ethnic hair types. XP is not just another tube of color, it opens the door for creative satisfaction for both the stylist and the customer. Today I'll be doing a trend that is popular in 2013. It's called ombre. We will be using XP colors, and we're going to be starting with a 600 and a 500 for her base, and then we'll be going in with some of the XP lightener to lighten the tips and some highlights through the middle and to create the ombre. At the end we will be toning it with another color of XP. Come forward a little bit, Jana. Okay. Right now I'm sectioning off the first top layer of Jana's hair that I'm going to leave out before I start to feather down some blonde highlights and then paint on some lightener on the tips. This will leave this coming over top and kind of hide that definite line of the ombre and then feather it down there. So I'm going to leave this out, which I will be doing the roots of this after. I'm going to first of all put in the blonde though, some of the blonde, and then the blonde highlights, and then I will do the roots, and then I'll paint in more blonde on the ends for the ombre part. The highlights in the sides of ombre is because I feel like it helps feather the sides down and like bring the blonde from the top to the bottom without it being too heavy down there. And then we tone it down so it's not as blonde. So right now, to do the lightener, we actually are going in with a 30 volume and the XP lightener. This bleach smells
we could,
not horrible. No, like it's not, it smells good. Yeah, it's not a very strong smelling at all. It's very nice. It's not.
Let's go. Have we got it all, girls?
Sure. Yeah. Alright, now that we've got some of the blonde highlights in with the XP lightener, and that's just going to feather down some of the blonde, and this dark's coming over top so you can see the ombre at the bottom and just the blonde kind of come down. We've done a couple little tips of the bangs just so you can kind of see it around her face. Now we're going in with the XP, we're doing the 6.00, and that is a dark, intense, natural blonde is what that is. So we were going to do the 5, but we decided that we'd go in with the 6 instead because we don't want to do it overly dark. So now we're going to put that on the roots, and then after I put that on the roots, there's going to be some of these ends in between that I'm going to paint some blonde on, and that'll be kind of sitting outside of some foils unless I decide to ball it up there, but that's going to be the in-between. Then we just process, and then we rinse, and then I think we'll start to put the extensions in, and then we'll tone it all after with the extensions in so I get the colors all together right. And then we're going to be putting the extensions in. So once I've rinsed this all out, we're going to have the base pretty much done. And then I'm going to probably put an all-over toner to deepen down the blondes a little bit so it blends a little bit nicer. It's not so much like whoa contrast. And the reason why I'm doing the highlights at the top is because we're basically ombre is the blonde at the bottom, dark at the top. But I like it to feather down so it looks evenly, not so like a stripe through the middle of the hair. And that is also why I leave this top layer out too. I didn't put any blonde highlights up top. So it comes down over top of it, so it kind of hides some of it. And you just kind of see it peek through.
In the back, you're just going to leave that.
Oh, no, I got some blonde in there too. Yeah, we're going to do that. It's okay. We're doing the whole head. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to be painting on a little bit of the blonde through some of the tips that are left out of the foils. And we're trying to create the ombre just to lighten on the bottom now. Now that we've got this blonde that's going to feather down, we add the most of the blonde right down at the bottom.
Okay, where is it exactly?
The bigger portion, I might say. And with this, you just kind of, I do anyway, everybody does their ombre a little bit different. I just kind of guess and just kind of paint it on. Sometimes you can leave it out depending, sometimes you can just wrap it up in a foil, just so it doesn't get everywhere. So right now what we're doing is we're just blending in the extensions that we just put in, and then we'll go back in and make sure the ombre colors all the way down to the ends here, and then we'll be toning her hair, and then we'll go in and style and see how we've accomplished the ombre with the XP200. Alright, so right now that we've applied all these extensions to the Lincoln extensions to Jana's hair, we're now going back in and ombreing the rest of some of the extensions just to match them to the ends. And we're doing a 30 volume with that and the XP lightener. So after we've done that and we let it process probably for about 20 to 40 minutes, depending on how much it lifts the extensions as well, then we'll go in and we'll tone it. And that will be our last step, and then we will be styling. Okay. Right now we're applying the 8.0 of the XP200 with a 10 volume. We're actually putting it on with our hair a little bit damp because we don't really want to lift it. We're just kind of depositing a little bit of a neutral color into the golden blonde tips just to neutralize a little bit and tone it down. And then after that we'll be rinsing and then just kind of thinning out her regular hair so they blend in with the extensions a little bit more, and then we'll style and she will be complete.